What's up YouTube? It's Mahya here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna get real. As a polyglot, I've learned a few languages over the years, but not every language learning journey has been a success. Yep, I failed to learn Russian and I did not just fail, I failed hard. To the point that I got so traumatized that I decided to stop learning this language after 5 years of trying. It got so serious that I even thought there was something wrong with me. I thought maybe I was dumb or something, but after 5 years, I found out the reason why I failed. So in today's video, I'm gonna share with you guys 3 mistakes that I made as a polyglot that not only made me not learn this language, but also made me get traumatized by that language. Let's dive into it. Just a background story, 5 years ago when I was still a beginner in Chinese, I decided to learn Russian. Not because I had anything to do with that language, not because I wanted to go there or do anything specific with that language, just because I wanted to be able to speak all the languages of the UN. So the languages of UN are Russian, Chinese, French, Spanish, Arabic, and English. And at that time, I could speak in 4 of these languages and I was learning Chinese. So I decided to also learn Russian to be able to say that I can speak in all the UN languages. So that was the only reason for me learning Russian. During these 5 years, I spent a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of effort to learn Russian. But it just didn't work. And I didn't know the reason behind this failure. Like, how is that possible? Like, I learned 8 languages successfully without any problem. Then what's wrong with Russian? Like, what is it so hard for me to learn? Am I getting dumb the older I get? Like, I honestly thought maybe something is wrong with me. But after 5 years, I finally found the reason. So let's talk about the first reason. So my first mistake was learning a language just because I thought I had to. Like, I thought I had to learn Russian, otherwise I will not be able to say that I speak all the UN languages. Just because I thought Russian is a helpful language, which it is. It is useful. It is spoken by millions of people all over the world. There are so many job opportunities, so many growth opportunities when you speak Russian. But that was not enough a reason for me to get that motivation to study Russian. Here's the thing. When you learn a language, you need to have a good connection. Here's the thing. Language learning is not just a skill. It's a relationship. You have to build that strong relationship with your target language in order to enjoy your language learning journey and in order to learn the language in the best possible way. Since the first day that I started learning Russian, I did not like the way it sounded. I did not like the alphabet. The Cyrillic alphabet looked not that cute in my eyes. And even the grammar, the падеж, seemed so difficult to me. And it didn't have a logic. Like, there was no logic behind most of the grammar points. So I had to memorize everything. If you know me, you know that I can speak in 2 of the world's most difficult languages, Chinese and Arabic. And to me, those languages are still a lot easier than Russian because they have rules, they have logic. Arabic grammar is so complicated, but it has rules and logic. It's like math. You can learn it easily if you just concentrate and memorize all the rules. So with that being said, I did not love the language that I was learning. And I did not feel that type of connection with the culture and with the country. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of great Russian friends. I love Russia. I love all the Central Asian countries that speak Russian. And I just wish that I could speak Russian with them because I know once you learn the language, you'll be able to learn about the culture in a better way and to be able to just hang out with the people. That's an amazing feeling. I love Russian speaking countries, but I'm just a human. I guess it's okay if I do not feel that type of connection with a certain language as much as do with other languages. Like when I speak about China, about Arab world, about Latin America, my eyes will just shine. Like I can talk about China forever. Like anything about China, Chinese culture, or Spanish culture, or French or Italian culture excites me to the point that I'm like, wow, I just love these languages. When someone speaks to me in Spanish, I'm just like, please never shut up, just continue speaking. I just love it so much. So this is the level of excitement that you need to have in order to learn a language in the best way possible. You have to, get so excited when talking about that language. Your eyes have to shine when talking about that language. So take this advice from me. If you do not enjoy learning that language, or if you do not feel that connection with that language, learning that language is gonna feel like a chore. So pick a language that excites you. The second mistake that I made as a polyglot was learning a new language while I was still a beginner in another. I told you guys earlier that when I started learning Russian, I was still in my first year of university studying Chinese language. Imagine, like, Chinese language is so difficult and complicated. So imagine, I was only 18 when I went to China. I was living alone. I was struggling with life in a new country. And I forced myself to learn a new language on my own while I was doing all those things at the same time. Now, as someone that loved language learning, I thought that it should be okay, I can handle it. But no, it wasn't as easy as I thought. When you are a beginner, your brain is working overtime to build the foundation, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Adding another language to the mix, especially one as difficult and as different as Russian, just overwhelms your brain. So I ended up making less progress in both of the languages, which made me feel less confident and less satisfied with my languages. I just remembered another mistake that I made besides learning a language while being beginner in another, and that was learning a language on my own as a beginner. So self-studying is an amazing way of learning a new language, but not for beginners. When you're a beginner, you're still quite vulnerable, and it's easier for you to feel frustrated because the beginner level of any language is quite boring. You have to learn the pronunciation, learn the alphabet. So it's not as easy as you might think. It requires extra time when you are self-studying it because you have to learn it in a way that you teach it to yourself. So at this point, having a teacher, having a tutor that can guide you throughout the way will make the language learning journey more enjoyable for you. So, 2 lessons learned here. First of all, do not self-study a language as a beginner. And the second one is focus on one language at a time until you reach intermediate level and then start learning the second language. My fourth mistake was to taking things way too slowly. By that, I mean I was busy with my school, learning Chinese. I had to also study my other languages to just keep improving in them, right? So I was busy with all the other languages that I did not have the time to focus on Russian. So I was studying Russian 1 hour per week, and it was just self-studying. And self-studying makes you a bit lazy. So even during that 1 hour, I was not making that much of a progress because most of my time was wasted thinking how to teach myself something. Now, 1 hour might sound fine if you are trying to just maintain a language. Let's say I'm fluent in English and I spend 1 hour a week studying English by watching something or, I don't know, reading a book. But when you're starting out, nope, it's way too little. I wasn't immersing myself to make it a part of my daily routine. As a result, I wasn't making a progress because from this week to the other, I used to forget a lot of the things that I learned the previous week. You get my point? So it was like 1 step forward and 2 steps back every week. I would sit down and study and I would realize that I forgot a lot of things from last week. And I would spend half of my time just reviewing what I learned last week and half of my time wasting on teaching myself something that I had no idea what it was. So that was how I felt quite disappointed. I was frustrated, I was demotivated just because it took me forever to finish A1 level. I could finish A1 level with studying only for, let's say, 1 month, but it took me 1 whole year. So then I went to Turkey and I had to learn a complete new language. So I stopped learning Russian. And after 1 year, when I went back to it, I had to start again from A1 level. So imagine how frustrating it is to study a language slowly. Never, ever, ever make this mistake. Never learn a language if you don't have the time. Because the more time it takes for you to learn it, the more tiring it becomes. My takeaway is to learn a language consistently. Consistency is the key. Even if you only dedicate 15 minutes a week, is much better than doing it once every week. When you're still a beginner, you need that motivation to learn a language. So start learning a language if you're sure you'll be able to reach intermediate level in 6 months. Because from that point on, you can study 1 hour per week. It's fine. And do not take long language learning breaks like I did, like for 1 whole year, because you will go back to where you started. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this video. And remember, language learning is not a race. It's a journey. Choose the language you love, stay consistent, and enjoy the journey. Please let us know in the comments down below which mistakes did you guys make while learning a new language. In this way, I can also learn something from you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel and to follow me on my other social media platforms. And I will see you guys on my next video. Goodbye. Paka paka.